Thanks for having us.
Talk all about your life changes here in a minute, but as you know, we like to just jump in and play a song. So if you'd be so kind.
All right.
It's a song called Right Moment. It's one of Elaine's.
Sitting on a fence, weighing out all the odds and waiting on the sun. She thought about it for over a weekend now. She's gonna take the plunge. Took all her might to let go what she wanted. She gripped it so tight, waiting for the right moment. It felt like flying. Everything came all at once. She was unprepared, so unpredictable, so many twists, so many turns, flying high and then running scared. Took all her might to let go what she wanted. She gripped it so tight, waiting for the right moment. A few years later, she's fathoms away from that first plunge. She's waiting on no one. She packed a suitcase, walked out the back door one more time. Another journey has just begun. Took all her might to let go what she wanted. She gripped it so tight, waiting for the right moment. Ooh,
All right, Nikki meets the Hibachi.
Thank you.
Elaine Tola's song, and hopefully Elaine will be hearing a lot more from the band now that we understand you've recently moved back to Chapel Hill.
That is correct.
So
I am home.
Welcome back.
Thank you so much. So happy to be back.
And John
There was much
Gillespie.
rejoicing.
John Gillespie recently returned from the planet Xenon. Is that true?
No. No.
And joined by Bob Bedell, who is recently retired.
Yes.
Well, congratulations to you, too.
Thank you.
So delighted to have all of you in the studio.
Thank you.
And how is this going to work? You're going to like alternate songs, or
I think so. We did work up a cover for the very end.
good?
Can we
Well,
play
we'll
that?
cue that.
Of course.
You put $1 in the
three
tip
of us
jar.
together.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And do whatever you like. Well, glad to have you here,
Thank you.
Bob. You look like you're a man on a mission. Are you playing the next one?
I'm playing the next one. It's a brand new one I wrote a couple weeks ago.
We like those.
We'll see how
Those
that
are the
goes.
best songs.
Yeah. All right. What if you had provided me this only opportunity to sing to you anyway? I hope that I'd found the words to say the things that I'd meant to say to you anyway. And what if I could love you? Would you even care? What if I fade away? Ooh. All of those times I changed my mind and found the times and shared those times with you anyway. Yeah. I'm opening insecurities and things that you can plainly see about me now anyway. What if I could love you? Would you even care? What if I fade away? Ooh, afraid to laugh, afraid to cry. You pulled me in to watch me die. With a line you could sustain me. What if I gave it all to you? I looked for the words that would be true. Only you could see. From a view, only you could see. Every day finds another way to steal the lines or save the day with you. Anyway, yeah. Stumbling through the world to see alive with my anthology I'll give to you. Anyway, what if I could love you? Would you even care? What if I fade away? What if you had provided me this only opportunity to sing to you anyway?
Fantastic.
Bob Bedell, and playing a very ornate Taylor guitar. We've had a lot of Taylors up here, but not used to seeing all that inlay. How long have you had that guitar?
I've had it since 1996.
Oh, they don't do that. I don't think they do that anymore. That's
This is a 912C.
yeah.
It was made for his wife, Cindy.
Wow.
Thanks, Cindy.
Yeah, thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Mary Kate.
And Elaine Tola having an equally ornate Takamine. And how long have you had that one?
Since 2000. So right there in the inlay. Right
Very
there.
cool. And John with the Yamaha, and that's a newer Yamaha.
Yeah, I needed a guitar I could amplify, and so this really thin-bodied thing.
Yamaha has made a big resurgence. They just had the NAMM show, and they brought out all these new cool models. And so it's many of us. Yamaha was the first guitar, but that's a really cool looking. It's a cutaway, but also maybe a triple aught or a studio, or what do they call that?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's called APX 600. I
What-
think there's like
That's what they call it.
a bajillion of these.
It's a great
out in the
size.
world.
Well, anyway, now that we have run the gamut, Bob, of instrumentation, which I know you love because you're a luthier
Yes,
yourself.
I do. I like seeing what people are playing here.
What kind of wood is that, John?
Plywood, probably.
Well, it sounds good.
Kind of a blondish kind of a wood.
yeah.
You guys, I think we all missed you. You all three played together at the Eno House over in West Hillsboro a couple of weeks ago, which I heard was a fantastic show. But are there places we can catch you playing out in the future?
Yeah. So when we booked that show, it was because we were all three playing together. But it just turns out that our next shows are at the same venue, but a week apart.
That's
so
cool.
Elaine and I are playing at 401 Main as part of their beer and banjo series.
In
Nice.
Carrboro.
In
Yeah, in
Carrboro.
Carrboro.
On the 17th, I believe it is.
It's an early show. Starts at 7 with the opener. We'll start around 8, play till about 9:30 or so. So it's a weekday, but early night for those kids who it's school night for. So.
Beer and Banjos often has an MC who kind of manages it. Is there one for the Chapel Hill Beer and Banjo?
Bile. You probably have
Oh, yeah,
met him.
yeah.
He plays
Fantastic.
around a lot locally, and so he's the one who
He does the Beer and Banjos All-Star Band also.
Yes.
Nice.
They always open the show out.
Right?
Yeah, so they'll be playing first from 7 to 8, I think, and then
Yeah.
we hop up there.
I'm
Oh,
not
that
sure
is
if it
going
was
to be
the
a
first.
fantastic show.
It will be.
I'm not sure if it was the first time that we played there, but it was a gig that we played there, and it was right before Halloween. And John, like the whole band, said that they were going to dress up, but they backed out, and he was left being the lone Freddie Mercury,
Yeah.
like on stage. It's like, Freddie Mercury looks good fronting bluegrass.
You know the rest of the band did that on purpose.
I know.
Oh, I'm sure.
I wouldn't forgive him. That was terrible.
Well, we want to get as much of your fine music in as we can. And folks, you don't need to go to that beer banjo place. You can just hang in right now because they've got a
Swim or
song
Drown?
coming up, I believe.
We don't have beer or banjos, but we have guitars and bourbon.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is a song by John. Don't mind us real quick as we just make sure we're in tune.
First time that's happened on our show.
I'm sure nobody does that. I'm sure it's the most popular song you have is called
But-
Tuning.
By time on the air, yes.
Yeah. Tuning is like the most popular song. So this is a song by John. It's called Swim or Drown.
Yeah, it's the only song that I've ever name dropped Obi-Wan Kenobi in.
Which is fitting because yesterday was May the 4th, right?
yeah.
So there you
Be
go.
with you.
There you go.
4, 5, 6. It's hard to know what was inside your head. Hard to know what was even said. If I follow you blind in these thoughts, will anyone on the outside know I'm lost? Where's the golden thread I used before? Forgotten the magic words that open doors. If I follow you inside this time, what will be left of us for them to find? And I'm holding back, or I'll be pulled down. And I hope I can still swim. You will not drown. Wait half an hour after you eat. Count to 10 before trying to speak. It's weak advice, it's all that I have. Who am I fooling? I'm not your dad. Where's the golden thread I used before? Forgotten the magic words that open doors. If I follow you inside this time, what will be left of us for them to find? And I'm holding back, or I'll be pulled down. And I hope I can still swim. You will not drown. I'm no Obi-Wan. No hope is the hope is the only one. Hope I can still swim, you will not drown. Hope I can still swim, you will not drown. Hope I can still swim, you will not drown. Oh, hope I can still swim, you will not drown. Oh, hope I can still swim and you will not drown. Oh, hope I can still swim and you will not drown. Oh, hope I can still swim, you will not drown.
Beautiful.
Just very nice, John Gillespie.
Thank you.
John, always like to talk a little bit about songwriting here. Something interesting happened in that song. I don't know, how long ago did you write that song?
It's in the fairly early aughts, so maybe like 2006.
So you might not remember the process then, but it's you had a fairly traditional structure going with your verse sections, if that's what we want to call them, and then there's a bridge part where you go to some very unusual chords. So when somebody's writing a song, how does that happen exactly?
I think for me, this was a fairly early song after I started using Dadgad. And I'm just approximating it with these two capos here. So a lot of my songwriting process in those early days was just figuring out how to make chords happen, because my tuning was off and the bass notes were in the wrong places, and I was like, what's going on here? And that, I think that's a really fertile time creatively when you don't have all of the years of experience guiding you. So you make a lot of mistakes and a lot of things that sound weird, but then they end up being great ideas.
So you stumbled into those chords?
Probably so. I mean, at that time, I was having to figure out wait a minute, where's D in this, or I had to just figure out everything again.
Which is very effective, and then you sort of, as a relief, I mean, because then you've got us kind of a little bit creative tension going on, and then you go back into the kind of the refrain.
Yeah.
And it's just very nicely composed.
But I think alternate tunings are good for pushing you out of your comfort zone and therefore out of your old habits.
Dadgad, everybody, D-A-D, G-A-D.
Yeah.
And so a lot of D's in there.
That's a phone, an app for my phone, right?
Could be.
Could be.
No, it's not. It's a tuning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But you can, it lends itself to a sort of an open tuning. A lot of people will use a slide with it or
Yeah.
things like that.
And it's nice because I don't use a slide with it, but there's always some droning strings. So you have these notes that kind of work even if you start transposing keys, and it just makes for a sound that I think is really pretty.
I have a friend who plays bouzouki, Bob Vizio, big mandolin thing, and he's in that, and it plays a lot of Irish sounding tunes and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So very nice. Enjoyed that so much, and thank you for the insight into the songwriting process. What do we?
I'm sorry to interject.
No, that's right.
We covered Beer and Banjos. Y'all are playing there on what
The
date?
17th.
On the 17th.
Yep,
And Bob,
next Wednesday, I think.
you're a week before or a week after?
I'm a week after. I'll be in Knoxville on the 17th doing graduation.
Congratulations.
So, yeah, out to the real world, son. Fly away.
Go get a job.
I'm playing there at 401 on the 24th, which was I was supposed to play last month, but we rescheduled for this coming month.
Fantastic. So we can go do 401 West Franklin Street Beer and Banjos 2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row.
1724.
We encourage you to do that.
Yes, please.
Would.
So everybody, tonight's show is being recorded and broadcast live on WHUPFM.org. Go out there, hit the donate button while you're listening. But we also,
Please support your local radio.
over the last 3 years, Bob and Kim have been, with Bob's video expertise, been doing video streaming. So, Bob, tonight's show right now is being video streamed. Where? How?
You can catch the live stream at Whoop Ass the Hat at WHUP Pass the Hat on all of your favorite streaming services, and your favorite streaming services are YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. YouTube and Facebook, keep them forever, so you can go see the archive of live shows we've done over the past 3 years or so. We've been doing the live streaming. Twitch keeps it for 2 weeks.
Everybody, so if your friends are not tuning in immediately right now, direct them to the live stream so they can
Absolutely.
see on demand.
Share away.
Is it time for Bob now?
Sure. I like that, the whoop ass. The hat.
Yeah, I like that
whoop
too.
ass, that.
Whoop Ass the Hat.
Pass that.
Open a can.
Amen.
Yes, so I've been on a sort of a writing thing here recently. This is about a week old, so
I'm loving new songs.
It just started getting played. Has not been played out yet, so it's called Blind. Let's try it again. It was your face I saw all around me and hopelessly made my comparisons to. I looked away, silently hoping that all it would carry in visions into. I'm so blind, darkness invades me on every side. I'm so this darkness awakes me and it opens my eyes. Well, I went away far from the places where we used to run and sing all the day long, far from the fray where I found another to carry me through a load. So it seemed I'm so blind, darkness invades me from every side. I'm so blind, this darkness awakes me and opens my eyes to the light. You'll feel here forever, it says in your eyes. I finally found you. Oh, hold me close, never let go. It is your face I see right before me. The days of our life bring our souls to the truth. You are my stay, holding forever. Our hearts are entwined in our beautiful truth. I'm so blind, darkness invades me on every side. I'm so darkness awakes me and opens my eyes to you, I will fly, my wings carry me, wherever you go I'll be so high. I'm feeling the air, I'm reaching for you. Wherever you grow and whatever I do, the time fades away so slow. I'm so blind. I'm so blind.
Bob Bedell. I'm hearing a theme, maybe.
Theme.
Maybe.
Oh, Obi-Wan Kenobi, darkness.
No,
I don't
well,
think that was it.
that wasn't what I was hearing, but there may be something in there. In the two songs you've played so far, I'm hearing a theme of what is visible and what isn't. Because your first song is the you, I want you to see, kind of that. And then this next song you played is about this blindness, or sort of a metaphorical blindness. And as I was listening to you play, I had to wonder, as you've written these new songs, has retirement changed your perspective or your songwriting at all? How you're perceiving the world?
I think there's a lot that's gone into that, but yeah, I mean, I'm trying to be happy all the time. I mean, when you work every day, is the stresses of work that come in. I mean, the two things there. One is they're both love songs. One's about the growth of a love.
I was totally going to say that. I was going to say, when Kim said what she said, no, Bob Bedell is in love.
I have been for
And blushing now.
32 years. The first one's sort of a begging, please, I'll do anything. I'll give you everything that I've got, and then this one's, I was thinking about a friend of mine who, he and his wife have had a long, really cool relationship. It started off with sort of a love from afar because she was dating somebody else, and then they ended up in the same city, and then they got married, and there it is.
And magic happens.
And and I don't like to tell you, paint my whole picture for you. It can mean whatever it wants to for you. That's how I try to do my songs. But yeah, that was very introspective there. I didn't know anybody listened that closely.
I listen very closely because I appreciate metaphors a lot. I appreciate very clear songs, the ones that lay it out on the table. And I also really appreciate those metaphorical songs because I like being able to insert my own story as I listen, but I also love hearing yours and seeing how those intertwine. And what that tells me about your songwriting is that your audience is probably just huge. Everyone can walk through those songs and be part of them. Really enjoyed that one.
So does Bob, do these songs come out all at once perfectly, or there's some sort of process?
This one there was a line that just really sounded horrible. And that's, I mean, mine start off as syllables anyway, almost every song. It might be an idea, but they usually start off with some kind of, some REM, early REM song. And then, in that REM song, you might get one word out of the whole thing. Then they sort of make that the title of the song. And, then they got big and they had to write all their words down. But I think I find that the song sort of grows itself once you find the because. There's a lot of things to write about. I mean, anything in the world you can write about. And these, love is an easy one. I try to stay away from the word love, but sometimes, because you're trying to put that in there. But I just enjoy writing and seeing what the final product is and then ripping on to the next one.
Interesting. Well, thank you for that insight. We always learn a lot from our songwriter guests and everybody. We have reached the top of the hour, and so we are WHUP LP Hillsboro. And Bob, you probably are the closest, so you'll see a box with a bow. If you can reach that, would you hold that up for our studio audience?
You're going to be a spokesmodel now.
In just a moment. But first, did you know?
Oh, what?
I just
You guys are
snorted.
looking at me like, what's Bob doing?
Love it when I
Did
spit
you
take.
know that Pass the Hat is the #1 live music radio show in North Carolina, in the Carolinas, and among the top 5 top live music radio shows in the Southeast? And we do this all on an entire volunteer basis. The show is an entire volunteer basis. The entire radio station, all volunteer. And we're one of the top radio stations in the Southeast because we are awesome at what we do. We have an awesome IT staff, and we have awesome listeners. And we stay on the air because our listeners contribute occasionally, and we would like you to go out to WHUPFM.org, hit the contribute button, and do what you can to keep the music flowing here. Keep not just the music, but all the wonderful stuff, all the hyper-local stuff that happens here on the radio station happens because of you. And because of Matthews Chocolates, because support for this second half of Pass the Hat is sweetly provided by Matthews Chocolates, 104 North Churton Street, Hillsborough, North Carolina, the finest in chocolate and chocolate accessories for all of your chocolate needs. And let's face it, we all have chocolate needs. Every guest on Pass the Hat gets a wonderful chocolate creation from Matthews Chocolates. Bob Bedell is holding a box of chocolate, and whether he wants to share with the rest of the folks in the studio is up to him.
It's going to be a fight.
Possession is, what do they say, 9/10
of the law.
I'll
But
trade them.
if y'all want your chocolate, go over to Matthews. He's got just a wonderful variety of chocolates in there, and he has been creating some amazing sorbet and gelato that will just knock your socks off. Get over there on a hot Saturday afternoon, and it will make you happy.
Yeah.
The chocolate's coming right out of this.
Right out of the box.
Oh, wow.
That's the way it is. And
Have to wait
Hershey,
till the
Hershey
end for that?
Pennsylvania is the walk the streets.
If y'all are allergic to chocolate, it's okay to leave that behind.
We're here to help.
No allergies
You're here
But I would like to piggyback on what you were just saying there, Bob, because it's such a joy to come in here and play for y'all because you're such fixtures in the music community as well. And it just means a lot to
Oh,
know
thank
that
you.
there's people listening and that you're going out to shows and, you know, that it means a lot.
We are so grateful to be in a supportive artist community like we are. This area is just brimming with good people, good find people who are incredible artists and musicians as well, and that's just
And wonderfully collaborative too. There's no
Yes.
competition at all.
No.
If people have a show and they want you to be, and you want to be part of it, they're going to bring you in. Say, hey, come be part of the show. It's great.
yeah.
I know. That's
Well, it's been a
definitely
thrill for us. We're pushing on to 8 years now. We've
Yes.
had well over 1,000 wonderful, talented performers such as yourselves, and we're able to do that again because of the contributions from people out there in the community.
And we'd like to hear some more music if y'all don't mind.
Yes.
Not at all. Yeah. This is one of mine. It's called Look What You Done to Me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh Lord, look what you done to me. I look in the mirrors that staring back at me. I've been waiting here patiently. Tell me where all the time went. I see the lines when I look in the mirror sometimes. I'm not sure who I see there in front of me. We were teenagers when we first met. So young, so beautiful, I'll never forget. Walked a rope with no safety net. We had nothing but time. We fell in love. Sometimes that's more than enough. Helped us get by in the fallow times. years, now I'm on my own. You're gone, and the kids have all grown. But we sure had a happy home when we had nothing but time. So I don't mind. I see our kids in the mirror sometimes. So I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't mind. But oh Lord, look what you done to me.
Oh Lord, look what you done to
Oh
me.
Lord, look what you done to me.
Oh Lord, look what you done to
Oh
me.
Lord, look what you done to me.
Oh Lord, look what you done to
We
me.
had nothing but time.
Was beautiful.
Thank you.
I don't know the whole story of your duo, and I'm curious about the name, but also one of my favorite sounds has always been the women and men's voices in duets. So I don't know what you want to tell me first. Everyone else probably knows the history of your name. I don't. But how does this come together so beautifully?
Well, we met in college.
Yeah.
We both started at UNC the same time. You were junior transfer, and I had just started.
Wow.
Yeah.
We had a class together, but we met at an Indigo Girls show
At the Cradle.
at the Cradle, and Elaine had this
Oh.
like ginormous triangle earring. I mean, it was like 5 feet.
It was like you could.
It was
Blade triangle.
Okay.
Yeah, it really was about that big. And so when I
It was the 80s, people.
yeah,
Come on.
so in the pit, I was
We
like,
did
oh,
that.
wait a minute, you're like, and we had a class together, and just eventually, like the first time we tried to sing together, it was a disaster.
Oh, it's
Like,
horrible.
Yeah, we didn't.
Oh, it's terrible.
we like
Yeah.
we were, but we just kept on doing it because we loved it, and eventually, kind
We
of
actually-
learned what we were doing.
Yeah, we actually went out to. So John stopped by my dorm room and he saw my guitar and he said, "Oh, do you play?" And that was kind of the beginning of how we started trying to play together. And it was a total disaster. We tried it in my dorm room, we tried it in his dorm room. It was just horrible. And one day we went to Duke Forest with our guitars, and we went like as far out into the woods
Oh,
as we figured
wow.
we could safely go. We were under a tree or something, and I'll never forget the moment when it happened. Right, that moment, and we both kind of looked at each other. And after we were done, I was like, "Do you think we can do that again?"
Yeah, because
And-
it was. I never sang a note before my senior year of high school.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it was like the spring. That was a project I did for an English class, and that was the first time I ever even attempted to sing. So that was only maybe like 6 months after that. So it was
Wow.
very, like I feel like I've learned how to sing by singing with Elaine. Like that's
It's nice.
yeah.
And it's working really well. That last song, the harmonies you guys were putting together there,
Thank you.
Kim was right. It sounded fantastic.
Thank you.
appreciate
Thank you.
that.
I'm really,
Well,
that's the song
we're
I'm
glad
kinda
you
proud
figured
of.
out how to get. We would been tough to have the show under that tree in Duke
Yeah.
Forest. so-
Right. Yeah, we figured out how to take it out of the forest and into the public sphere. So,
If we had a
and
good
as far
internet
as the
connection, we could make it work. though.
yeah. As far as the name of the band, we always kind of like to joke it's an idle threat about a small dog and a small grill. The operative word being idle. My sister had a miniature schnauzer named Nikki. And John and I she was living in Atlanta, and John and I were staying with her in Atlanta, and we were busking on the streets in Little Five Points during the day.
That was a great little neighborhood.
It
in the
was.
day.
It was a great little neighborhood. And we came back one evening, and we were going to just be grilling out on the deck. And for whatever reason, Nikki just didn't take a shine to John.
What do you mean? Nikki loved me.
Yeah, I mean, she yapped at him and was constantly like, running circles around him and yapping at him the whole time. And I don't know, while we were grilling out at some point, John looked at her and said, "If you're not careful, you're going to meet the hibachi." And then very much
great.
later that evening, and there might have been a few beers involved, I don't recall, John said, "Hey, what about Nikki Meets the Hibachi? It has an active verb in it. That's a great thing for a band." And I was I said okay, and I do remember waking up the next morning and thinking, what did I agree to? But I will say that when we started playing under that name, and we were playing in Atlanta at one point, Amy Ray of Indigo Girls actually came up to me. We were playing at Trackside Tavern in Decatur, and she was not touring at that moment. She was hanging out behind the bar, and I remember going up there, and she looked at me and she said, "That is a great name for a band." And I knew at that moment, I was like, all right, John was right. John was absolutely right.
It's the active verb.
It's the active verb.
Now,
That's exactly right.
is the Atlanta music scene where you met Bob Bedell? Because Bob, I know you were down there with Catbird Seat at Edie's Attic.
Eddie was
yeah.
was the manager of Trackside.
Yeah,
that's when we.
That's where we got our
okay.
start down
And
there.
Amy helped Eddie purchase Eddie's Attic.
Yeah.
When we
Small
were-
world.
Yeah.
When
And you guys all three land in Chapel Hill eventually.
We were
already here.
We were already here.
I
but-
came up here because of them.
Truth comes
no.
out now.
That's not true.
But I remember when we first started playing at Trackside, I recognized the sound system because it was the Indigo Girls' old PA system. It's your turn to play now.
Hey, all right.
Thank you for sharing that. That just made my night.
Well,
What a
thank
great
you.
story.
Uh-huh. Sorry, Bob. We're going to make you play a song now.
All right.
Poor guy.
This song about digging in the heels and not going anywhere on purpose. Can't find the things we're doing, the things we're doing. In my mind, I need to get away. Falling backwards in this roundabout. Moving forward and I'm not going down. Heels dug in the ground. Big time. What the words have got to say to me. I need to draw the line. I need to get away. Falling backwards in this roundabout. Moving forward and I'm not going down. Heels dug in the ground. Hey, look away. Let me smile again before I am no more. Some will say he can lose his world, but me, I feel my way. Ooh. I got a big mouth. I'm quick to tell you just how I feel. Have my doubts, you gotta get away. Falling backwards in this roundabout and moving forward, and I'm not going down. Heels dug in the ground. Falling backwards in this roundabout and moving forward, and I'm not going down. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, I will feel my way. I will feel my way. Feel my way, I will feel my way. On and on. Thank you very much.
You sing your songs with a lot of love.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You really do. Your whole presence is all in your songs.
Thank you.
Has that always been the case? Because I know that sometimes performers have to grow into performing. You don't seem like you're performing. You just seem like you're really in the moment. So how does performance work for you?
I don't know. I used to be really comfortable with it.
Yeah.
The band, I was extremely comfortable.
Oh, of course.
Playing by yourself, even with a duo, it's comfortable.
Yeah.
By yourself, it gets a little nerve-wracking. I, forget myself sometimes, and so my wife has been saying, "You got to own it. You got to feel it again," and that kind of thing. She keeps reminding me of,
She ain't wrong.
you've done this for a long time.
You're
Just
good at it.
get out and do it. And but there's nobody to say, "Man, told you to turn that down." You can't say that when it's you, because it's you that should have turned down or not played it as hard. And but that's the part I also like about it. This is like brand new to me. Learning how to play a bass line in with the. I can't really do a lead, but I'm practicing that. While maybe in about 5 more years,
Goals.
when I get another gray hair.
Well, now that you're retired, you have nothing but time to sit around and play music, right?
You take the dog for walks. You clean the house a lot. You make lunch for your wife when she's working, and I practice a lot.
Do you find that you find more inspiration for your music now or less?
I mean, I've been playing in a campfire kind of thing with a bunch of writers, and that's very, very inspiring. John introduced me to Bill West.
Oh, you're out at Bill West's place
Yeah.
on, what was that,
Sunday
Sunday
nights.
afternoons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's inspiring to watch other people, regardless of their level of play. If there's people out there who've just picked up a guitar or who are learning new instruments, all the way out to people who've been playing for 400 years.
Oh, yeah, and
That's
it
a really
totally rubs off on you.
It's a special gathering at Bill West's place because everyone just checks their ego at the door.
Totally.
They show up with their instrument or not and some drinks, and everyone just goes round robin. And there's a real appreciation for who you are and what you got.
And it's actually something I look forward to at the end of the week.
I think a lot of people do.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yes, to your question.
Yes, you're finding more inspiration now.
Yes.
Back
Back to
kinda
like
got that
when I was
impression.
doing it before, full time with Catbird Seat.
Yeah, when you have a full-time job and you're trying to write songs, I can imagine, not being a songwriter, but I can imagine that you're trying to, okay, I've got these 20 minutes now, I'm going to write a song. And it becomes very, very task-oriented, whereas now it can be, oh, here's an idea that came to me. And I'm going to flesh this out for the guys on Sunday evening when I go down and sit at the songwriter circle.
Yeah, and that's a nice place to test things out. Or bring a song in that you had played for a million years and going, wonder how this will sound if I played it by myself.
Speaking of the music community, Bill does so much, for
Yes, he does.
to keep things going, and has for years. And so a shout out to Bill West.
Well, that's what I think, I think what John was trying to say about you guys. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're doing that whether you know it or not. I mean, there's such a giving community. I mean, Atlanta was like that in the late 80s and through the mid 90s, where until people really started getting signed, you could jump up on the stage and nobody was going to go, hey,
We
Might
only
be
do it
somebody-
because of the huge salary.
for
that
the pay.
players
Yeah.
are-
But really, we feel like our job on Friday evenings is to turn on microphones and let people play music. Can you guys play some more music?
Yes.
We do have time for Nikki Meets the Hibachi tune, and then you're going to finish the show with all three of you.
Yeah,
That
So-
sound
great.
good. Bob, is that cool?
Hey,
Awesome. Cool.
It better be cool.
Cool.
Yeah. It was a terrible night when we both realized the ship we were on was breathing over a year. I was vicious and cruel, wanted so much just to hurt you, robbing me of everything that I held so dear. So much a part of our teens, trying to turn every real thing into something that looks like a dreams. Well, some say it's fate and some say that we're free. Who has the power to say what will be? We're steering a course barely can see. No promises, no guarantees. Nobody plans to be a widow at 43. No one asked permission to be gone. You can handle it well. You can let it drag you down to hell. Just making it up as we go along. So much a part of our grief, trying to turn every fragile thing into something that looks like our dreams. Well, some say it's fate and some say that we're free. Who has the power to say what will be? We're steering a course barely can see. No promises, no guarantees. I meant it all and more. I couldn't be more sure. Every step of our future was so carefully mapped. We didn't see the storm, the horizon as it formed. Were our plans a lifeline or a trap? Some say it's fate and some say that we're free. Who has the power to say what will be? We're steering a course barely can see. No promises, no guarantee. Some say it's fate and some say that we're free. Who has the power to say what will be? We're steering a course barely can see. No promises, no guarantees.
I'm the only one in the studio who has the headphones on and is listening to the broadcast mix, and I have the biggest smile on my face. You guys sound so good.
Thank you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're going to play one more, or you guys are going to play one more, all three together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe.
this is a cover actually that we're gonna do. We just sort of worked this up mostly this afternoon.
We've played it before. Like we played it, like pre-pandemic when we were doing some gigs
Yep.
with Bob at that point, and then we worked it up for the Eno House, but we couldn't, for the life of us, remember what key we played it in when we were practicing for that Eno House gig. And so, completely new key, I think. I think.
Yeah, it feels a little different.
So this one's in E?
I'm going to have to find my spot again.
Oh, okay. Do you need me to be out of
It's
your
going to be
way? Can you
hard
see
to
him
sing
okay?
sitting down, too.
Oh, we got this.
Okay.
Dig deep into the diaphragm. So
Yeah,
this is
so-
I got it.
our sort of Atlanta connections. This is a cover of an Indigo Girls song called Kid
right?
Fears.
Oh, you mean the chorus?
Yeah, I'm there.
See.
It all came back.
Okay, good. Okay.
All right.
We make no promises about this.
It's going to be awesome.
Made from pearls, hey little girl, how much have you grown? Made from pearls, hey little girl, flowers are the ones you know. Are you on fire? From the years, what would you give if your kid fears? A secret staircase running high at a hiding place. A secret staircase running low. They all know now you're inside. Are you on fire? From the years, what would you give if your kid fears? Your kid fears. Skipping stones, we know the price now. Any sin will do. But how much further you can spin? How much further if you were smooth? Are you on fire?
Are you on fire?
From the years, what would you give your kid fears? Replace the reds, the stars, replace the need with love, replace
The anger with the time.
hold on to me now.
Wow.
Nikki Meets the Hibachi with Bob Bedell with the Indigo Girls cover Kid Fears. Yes, we were singing along.
Amen.
That was magic. Thank you.
you.
Thank you all for being here tonight.
Thank you for having us,
For
for sure.
bringing back memories and telling us new and old stories. This was just a wonderful evening. Really
We
appreciate
had a
it.
blast. Thank you
was
so
fun.
much.
Definitely.
Yep.
We're going to turn the tables, not really, but kind of, in which you are going to be the DJs. So wave goodbye to the camera, and we're going
Bye.
to turn off the
Bye,
live
live stream.
Thanks for
stream.
listening.
Thanks for
And
watching.
we